Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about paying off your mortgage early versus investing the money. Now, this is actually a point in my life where I am at. Before we get into the video, guys, go ahead and click on the subscribe link, turn on notifications so you can stay up to date. Let's go ahead and get into this. So there's a psychological factor to paying off a mortgage early. There is a mathematical factor for investing in the exact same time frame. So I found a incredible amount of articles, and I reference Dave Ramsey sometimes. He says pay off the mortgage early, which does make sense. He said there is a psychological aspect that you can never get until the mortgage is paid off because you own it. At that point, the bank is no longer a lien holder. It is your property. It is your home. But the aspect of saving money, what does the math say? The logical side of my brain, the mathematical side of my brain says to invest the money. So we're going to go through a couple different scenarios. So let's say, for instance, you're putting $300 extra towards your mortgage. You're going to cut it down by roughly 11 years. Now, that is incredible. So on a 30-year mortgage, if you put an extra $300 to it, you're cutting off 11 years of the mortgage and about $70,000 of interest. Now, on the other hand, that would pay off your mortgage, that $300. But again, you have $300, you have 12 months, you have another 19 years that you're still paying on that mortgage in this scenario. So what if you took that $300, put it into, a S&P 500, let's say the VVO from Vanguard, put it in there that averages a 10 to 11%, even if you go a little bit more conservative, let's say 7 to 8%. The money that you would get from investing far outweighs the money that you would receive for the mortgage. So on the mortgage, you would save about $70,000. In the investment, you'd make about $150,000, which is an incredible. So you figure that's about $100,000 difference over the course of those 19 years. You'll have about $100,000 more for investing. Now, that's again kind of where it comes into the mathematical side versus the psychological side of paying off the mortgage early. And again, this is what most people struggle with. They want to pay off the mortgage. Well, I could pay off the mortgage. Even if I put more money towards it, it would be paid off even faster. But what is the downside? What is the longevity of what you could earn in the market versus what you could do in the mortgage? So some of the reasons to definitely do this, guys, is number one, paying off the mortgage early saves you interest. As you can see in our scenario, guys, it was about $70,000 in interest that you are saving by paying off your home. In addition to that, number two, the big one, the peace of mind. You own the home. You are no longer required to make a monthly payment to your mortgage lender. It is yours in its entirety. No one can come and take it because it is yours. At that point, let's say, again, theoretically, you're paying $1,000 a month for your mortgage, not including the principal and interest. You could go ahead and take that $1,000 and now invest it. You don't have the quite as long because you put all of the money towards paying off the mortgage. So where in our first scenario, you are already, 19 years vested into the market versus 19 years for paying off the house, giving you that extra $100,000. But it is paid off, guys. Again, you don't have to make that monthly obligation. In addition, now taking that payment, moving it over to something like investing, you can invest, if you're looking at that $3,000, you can invest $1,300, your mortgage payment plus the $300 you were putting in there every single month into the market, which can be absolutely amazing returns. It has its ups, it has its downs. It's really something to take into account. Now, the other one, of course, is building equity. So the home has value. Theoretically, a lot of people say the equity that you build in your house will always increase. The value will always increase. If you remember 2007, 2008, maybe not always true, but the values have come back from where they were even before the market crashed, the big fiasco with that. Now, a lot of people also use the equity to take out home equity lines, looking to do home improvements, things of that nature. Based on our budgeting plan, based on the 50-30-20, When you look at your budgeting plan, you're at a point where you want to be able to pay for things yourself versus borrowing additional debt. Why? With the additional debt, whether you're doing a home equity, whether you're doing a line of credit, whatever it may be, there is still a interest rate tied to that, which is what we're trying to get away from, guys. We want to have the power and have the ability, have the freedom to buy the things we need versus getting the money that we need from another source plus interest. So if you take out, again, like a $50,000 home equity, depending what your rate is, you're paying interest to that every single month. That interest that you are paying is money that you could be investing, which is the reason why I really focus on paying off the elimination of debt. You don't want to race to pay down your house, and then borrow rate against it. Really defeats the purpose of paying down the house. Now, some of the drawbacks, of course, the opportunity cost. So that money could be invested elsewhere. It could be used for a lot of different things, whether it's the betterment of yourself, it is, going back to school, doing something that you love. There always is an opportunity cost when money is spent. Either it's, A, B, or C is where the money is going. Now, another one with the drawbacks is the wealth is tied up. So the property is a liquid, meaning that you cannot instantly sell it and get money. Where if I have something in the market, I can take the money out. It might take, 2 or 3 days to actually get the funds, but there is a big part that it is very easy to quickly convert to cash if it is needed for financial emergency, things of that nature. But we know at this point, we already do have money set aside for that emergency. Also, the tax breaks with the standardized deductions in the United States changing, tax breaks for most people are not going to be a difference when it comes to the mortgage. Now, the big benefits to investing your cash is your higher return, guys. Even again, if you're putting it into the S&P 500, the return on investment is going to be significantly higher, especially if you have a lower mortgage rate. If you're at 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%, 4%, the market's yielding 8 to 10%. Makes a big difference when you can almost double up or almost triple up your money for your return. So again, if you're paying, let's say 2.75 and the market's yielding a 10% return, putting more money into the market does make sense. Again, mathematically, but psychology wise, they say to pay off the mortgage. Now, of course, with cash, liquid investment, and if you are investing and you have an employer match, you have a 401k, you have something that they do offer, that is additional money that you can get out of there. Now, the biggest drawbacks from investing, of course, there is a higher risk. That is one of the things. The market can be extremely volatile at times, meaning the value will go up, the value will go down. Trying to take the emotional aspect out of that, which means that if the market is up, great, everyone is happy. If the market goes down, that gives you the opportunity to put more money into the market because you're buying at a much lower cost. So when you do see the rebound or the recovery of the market, it will go up considerably. And then, of course, guys, the debt aspect. If you're investing all of your debt, you want to make sure that you're paying off some of your debt or paying off all of your debt before you go into the investment vehicle, because the debt is going to be more expensive than what you are getting from the return. If you're looking at credit card debt, if you're looking at, a lot of different debts out there, it doesn't make much sense to put, $10,000 into the market at a 10% possible return when you're paying 18% on a credit card. Again, mathematically, you have to work it out. So what theory did I come from, or what did I come up with? Best of both worlds, guys. I am going to refinance, or I'm going to invest a certain amount of money. I am also going to put a certain amount of money into the mortgage. So it is going to give me the ability to actually pay down the mortgage a little bit quicker while still seeing some of the upside when it comes to the investment. So again, kind of the best of both worlds. I have a 30-year mortgage. I don't want to carry it for 30 years. If I could get it to 10 or 15, absolutely, while investing some of the funds that we do have into the market to get a return on there. It might take a little bit longer, but I think overall, not only having money in the market to have the extra cash if there's an emergency or something that we do need while paying down the mortgage a lot faster does make sense. If something comes up where if you need a furnace, if you need a roof, if you need any home improvements, you do have the funds available there that are in the investment accounts versus just tying everything up by paying off the mortgage. You're not going to get the money back out of there unless of course you take a loan and go through that process. So guys, overall, not financial advice, guys. I am not a financial investment advisor. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. It is a very cool thought versus paying off your mortgage versus investing. Really, what is the best route to go? In my opinion, guys, it varies by situation. If you're already investing a considerable amount of money into the market, maybe it is to the point that you want to pay off that mortgage early, or vice versa. If you really want to pay it off to have the financial freedom that everyone talks about, being 100% debt-free does have its benefits, meaning that you have no mortgage that is tied to you, you have no debt, you don't owe on auto loans, you don't owe on credit cards. That way you can use your money for things that you really want to, whether it's vacation, bettering yourself, investing in the market, whatever it may be. Again, guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.